DJ, man. We back on another video for the channel today. We got a reaction video to part 4 out of D.rose, story of D.rose at 600, man. You guys are new to the channel, you should like, button, comment, subscribe, and post on follow Instagram at NATJ21, follow Twitch, NATJ6. Yeah. Let's go right to this video. Let's get it.
There are several different theories as to who actually killed JoJo, and I'm going to go through all of them. One thing you have to remember is that there were a lot of people on that hit since it was 3 cars. I do not know if each car was full, but my guess is that the driver was not alone. At first, rumors abounded that Lil Reese, Frito, Lil Durk and Chief Keef were involved in the murder, since they were the ones who beefed with JoJo openly on Twitter, and also wrote taunting tweets immediately after the murder. These rumors are of course false to my knowledge. They were most likely involved in the background, since they were the people with the money, fame, and had personal beef with JoJo, especially Lil Reese, who could have died the same day if JoJo really was out to kill him. It really does not look good to say, "I will kill you," and only 2 hours later the person in question is murdered. But as I said, these rumors are false. JoJo's mother even said in an interview that she doesn't believe Chief Keef pulled the trigger, but that he paid someone to kill her son. However, if that is true or not, I don't know. Another rumor that began to flourish fairly quickly after the murder was that it was KK from Lamron, Frito from Front Street, D.rose from 600 and Pt4 from SMG who was behind the murder. Of these names, 3 I have heard have allegedly been present at the murder, and they are Pt4 from SMG, D.rose from 600 and KK from Lamron. The main reason why Pt4 has been implicated in the murder is partly due to self-snitching. He is still dissing him on social media to this day, but also because of Chief Keef mentioning him in songs. In the song War by Chief Keef, which was released in early 2014, he rapped, "All these damn frenemies, I'm a call up Pt4 man." A fan on Twitter also asked Chief Keef who Pt4 man is, in which he responded with, "069. Pt4 from SMG is a known shooter and killer. In addition to being involved in the murder of Lil JoJo, it is also rumored that he was involved in the brutal double murder on OJ from Jaro City/Del Mob, and Lil D from Met Boys in 2010. The reason why KK from Lamron/Daytown has been rumored to be involved is because he was actually murdered just 2 weeks after he appeared in a video, taunting Lil JoJo immediately after the murder. According to sources to the police, the murder of KK was an immediate response by Brick Squad. However, many members of Daytown have implied that it was Shields and not Brick Squad who was behind the murder of KK, which is true is difficult to know. The name from Brick Squad who has been rumored to be involved in the murder of KK is Mussolina, one of Brick Squad's top killers. From the beginning, the KK rumor came from a Facebook post by Tato from Front Street where he said, "JoJo thought the same thing until he saw D.rose, Frito and Kiki pull up on him boom boom." However, Tato later stated that his Facebook was hacked, and Frito also said it was fake and of course denied being involved. Now, however, we come to the theory that I think is most believable, and that is fairly new, at least when it comes to one of the names, and that is Loico from Lowlife, and now I'm talking purely about who pulled the trigger. I actually think all of them were present. Loico, who claimed Lowlife, passed away in 2021 due to natural causes, and after his death, several Brick Squad members began mocking him and honoring Lil JoJo, which usually means his killer is dead. There is also a Facebook post by Louis from a block in which he mentioned a bunch of murders where he gave shout out to each set who was responsible. In the post he wrote, "F Lil JoJo, shout out Lowlife," implying it was Lowlife who killed JoJo and not Pt4 from SMG as many have previously believed, even if I still think he was present. Loico was one of Lowlife's top members. He was also very close with several O-Block members such as Boss Top and King Von, and have appeared in several music videos recorded in O-Block, Computers by Boss Top for example. In addition to Lil JoJo, it is also rumored that Loico was the killer of Hussey from Brick Squad/JJ Gang in January 2017. 2 other people who have long been rumored to be involved are J Money and Ray Rilla from A Block. where the laughter has a tattoo that says Joe York. The rumor about J Money being present came from a tweet by him in October 2012 where he wrote, "I'm sending shots, Jojo Killa, I started the noise, little do you know."
Innovation is risky.
The last name I will mention, which is the name that is actually mentioned most of all in the name, which is the whole reason I mention this murder, is of course D.rose from 600. It's pretty much guaranteed that D.rose were present at the murder, because only a week later he was actually brought in for questioning since the police felt they actually had actual leads and proof that he was present. However, D.rose was later released for lack of evidence and because D.rose most likely did not say a word. The day after the murder, fans speculated that D.rose pulled the trigger. To come to some kind of summary and conclusion of what I have heard from various sources of who I think is most believable to have been present at the murder, there are 6 names. D.rose from 600, Kiki from T-Town/Lamron, Loico from Low Life, Pt4 from SMG, and Ray Rilla and J Money from O Block. Just as expected, there were no limits on the mockery after Lil Jojo's death, not least by D.rose, Lil Reese, Chief Keef, King Von, J Money, Pt4, Ray Rilla and several other Lamron, SMG, Low Life, Pt4, RB600 and Front Street members. He was basically mocked by all the BD gangs, which wasn't a surprise since he literally created the BDK movement. Even G Herbo and multiple other members from No Limit mocked him after his death. I will just let the tweets and pictures speak for themselves.
That's fucked up.
Terrible.
Yeah, man, my nigga Mooney gonna be Lil JoJo for Halloween.
I get on the JoJo deal?
Hey, who you gonna be for Halloween this year? JoJo.
Can I get on the JoJo?
D.rose's name was literally immortalized after the murder of Lil Jojo. His name was mentioned everywhere as the most savage and reckless killer all over social media and in songs. Just a month after Lil Jojo's murder, Chief Keef released the song, Love Sosa, where he mentioned D.rose with the iconic line, "Don't make me call D.rose, boy, he's 600, boy, and he kept that pole boy, you gon' get F-ed over." Many forget this, but D.rose has also been featured on several songs with members from Folly Boys and 600. For example, he was featured in the song, 6-0, with Ide and Cide, which was released the day I was killed. Is also featured on legendary songs such as Choppa and Zecco Pack with Lil Herb, Boss Top and Rondo number 9. I won't sit here and lie that D.Rose's verses were fire, but it really is a legendary piece of history despite the music not being well produced, but that's part of the charm. Many people don't understand this, but D.Rose is really famous all over the world for having been Chief Keef's main shooter, which is of course not true. It was not like he belonged to Chief Keef, but still, and D.Rose was not even 18 once he got picked up for the Big V murder. D.Rose is mentioned in several other songs as well, not least by Chief Keef. They really took advantage of his name, so it is quite sad to see how they have now left him in prison. Just days after the murder of Lil Jojo, D.Rose was arrested and charged with a robbery where D.Rose, or the other offender, Juice from Front Street, shot the victim in the leg and then fled the scene. Who the victim was or why D.Rose and Juice did this is unknown. The only thing they managed to get was $25 and a cell phone. Then they shot him and fled the scene. To me this seems like a very unnecessary robbery. All robberies are unnecessary of course, but this robbery was really completely pointless considering how little valuables they got away with. Why they shot the victim is also very strange unless it was an enemy, in which case I find it hard to believe that they would leave him alive. The whole situation is very strange, and D.Rose was later arrested and received a long sentence despite his young age at the time, 16. D.Rose was in juvenile detention until his 17th birthday on June 10, 2013. Then he was transferred to the county where was locked up until January 16, 2014. D.Rose was thus locked up for over a year and missed the whole 2013. Juice was of course charged together with D.Rose as well. In the county, D.Rose apparently got beat up by his cellmate and got his tooth chipped. This means that we are now leaving D.Rose for a while as he is locked up and moving on to other members. However, we will of course talk about D.Rose again as he showed no mercy whatsoever once he got out. A month after JoJo's murder, as you know, Model from STL/EBT was murdered by King Von from a block. In the past it has been rumored that L.A. Capone and other members were at the scene of the murder, but it seems to be false as witnesses only stated D-Roy and King Von as offenders at the scene, with King Von being the only one shooting. However, L.A. Capone would be involved in a shooting and murdered that same month. At the end of October 2012, a shooting outside a school took place, and just a few days later, Pt4 from Jaro City would get brutally killed. Just 2 weeks after the murder of Model, King Von was responsible for another shooting together with 3 members from 600, Mikado, M-Thang and L.A. Capone, this time outside a school. Everyone by now probably heard King Von's lyrics in the song, Wait, where he said, I shot up Dunbar with L.A., M-Thang and Mikado. What many do not know is the exact story behind that line of text. The line stemmed from when a couple of Brick Squad members jumped blast his ass in tricks from 600 on October 24, 2012. L.A. Capone, M-Thang, Mikado and King Von got a call about it and pulled up to Dunbar. The first Brick Squad member they spotted outside the shoe, who happened to be CJ, Von shot at, without hitting anyone, and then they all bailed out. There were many on Twitter who mocked 600 after this shooting, as they claimed that 600 only let off one shot from a .22 caliber gun. O'Block,
Alright,
especially.
so we're gonna end this video right here, man. We're gonna finish the rest. This what, part 4? Yeah. We got a new channel. If y'all guys are new channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and post video. Follow Instagram, NHJ21, follow Twitter, NHJ6, and your boy J. Peace.